Overwatch is a very technical game when it comes to game sense. You need to be fully aware of what's happening at all times. This isn't just concerning you need to know what the other people on your team are doing too. Because if you're absent where you can help them, they're gonna die and you're gonna risk losing the team fight, especially if it's one of your supports that gets killed. At the same time, you need to be able to hold your own and know how to keep yourself alive when you're being focused by the enemy team. And this is why positioning is such an important thing to know about. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can position yourself in the team fights to get the most value out of the hero you're playing. Different characters play in different areas. You're not gonna see a Reinhardt playing in the backline nor a widowmaker right in the middle of the fight, because A, that's stupid, and B, they're not going to be doing anything there, so they need to take a better position. But first, I'm going to ask you to subscribe and leave a like on this video, as I want to continue making Overwatch 2 related content that's not only entertaining, but educational too. The best way to explain positioning in a simple way is to split it up into two sections, the backline and the frontline. It's pretty obvious where each position is. The backline is at the back of the fight, and so is played more by ranged heroes like Ashe and Ana, because that's where they're the most effective. No one can touch them because they're more focused on fighting the front line, so they can do their respective jobs of healing teammates and killing enemies at a range with ease. On the other hand, the frontline play on point in a much more aggressive position because that's where they're the most effective. Heroes with barely any range like Reaper and Reinhardt play with a much more aggressive playstyle and in turn position themselves right in the heart of the team fight, because that's where they can do a lot of damage and get a lot of kills. Now that's just the basics. There is still so much more to talk about in terms of specific positioning. Enter terminology, big words, the confusing stuff. Nah, I'm only joking, it's actually not that confusing, but it is the more in-depth stuff. Stuff like the high ground and flanking. They're very important things to learn about. The high ground is quite again an obvious thing. I mean, it's in the name. High ground.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground! You underestimate my power! Don't try it!
This is where we create this thing called an off angle. Off angles are where you're attacking from one place and your team are attacking from another place, creating 2 points of attack for the enemy team to focus on. The thing is, they physically cannot focus on two things at once. So you're creating a distraction for your team to go in and secure the kill while still doing damage from this alternative angle. You can also create this off angle by attacking from the flank. Now flanking is a bit more dangerous because it's hard to pull off a successful flank. Getting around the enemy team and attacking them from behind is one thing, but actually securing the kills and winning the team fight is another thing. This is where heroes like Reaper and Symmetra excel because they always have the failsafe of teleporting into the backline for safety. But you can flank with any hero really, even ranged ones. You can really take the enemy by surprise by doing this, so why not give it a go? No matter what position you're in, you should always be playing in and around some form of cover. By doing this, you allow yourself to stay safe because you can duck out of a fight very fast and block enemies' bullets with terrain. Only tanks have shields, and still then, only some tanks have shields. So you should be using natural shields around the map like walls and corners to your advantage. This means that you don't have to constantly play around your tank. You can go and create these off angles that I talked about before whilst using natural cover to disengage if you really need to. Just be wary that this might make it harder for your supports to heal you, so make sure you either have an easy way back to them or you know where there's a health pack that can stabilize you and allow you to get back into the fight. And that just about does it for this video. Now, good positioning is a very important thing to know about, as it allows you to stay in the fight for much longer than if you were positioned badly. Taking angles that you'd usually not consider taking can work to your advantage, so just try things out whilst remembering the basic things like using cover to your advantage. In conclusion, just use your brain. Think about where your character excels in terms of positioning in team fights and go there. If it doesn't work out, then you've learned that it isn't where you should be playing from, so take a different angle and you'll do better next time. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Once again, I'm going to ask you to like this video as it lets me know that you find these videos not only to be helpful, but entertaining. Let me know if you have any other topics that you want me to discuss in these videos, and subscribe so you don't miss those videos when they come out. Finally, have a nice day or night if you're watching this at night, and make sure to check out my other videos. Not only will I appreciate it, but you might too.